Okay. It was something else that I was speaking about earlier this week. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was a post on the Shade Room, and basically what happened. The guy was basically like saying that his girlfriend had just got laid off, and she was like, "Hey, can you pay my bills and pay my rent for me, and whatever?" And he was like, "I'll give you $300 and you figure the rest out." So she's all upset and like, "Yo, why are we in a relationship and you can't take care of me?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Yo, like, and it's not in my means." And he was asking, was he wrong for that? Well, how do y'all feel about that?
If he can afford it, what is he gonna do if he can't afford it?
Exactly.
I like what hmm?
Yeah, I mean, that,
Again, like why should he pay your bills just
exactly.
because y'all are in a relationship? And if y'all are not sharing a space together, then he has no obligation to pay your bills. That's your stuff. If he wants to help you,
then
and
that's on him.
assist you, that's fine. But there's no obligation for anybody to take care of anyone unless y'all are married and freaking agree to it. You got to make an agreement for that.
Yeah, that's basically.
I'm in the Bahamas in a culture where a lot of these females feel that way, and it's sickening to me because I'm just like, so can you go work? Like, go work and pay your own bills. Like, you got 11 kids, none of them is his, but you like, what are you doing?
And yeah, that's the thing.
And then what makes it bad for people like me that's independent and they think all of us are the same way. I'm like, I don't want nothing from you. I work, I pay my bills. Now, if you want to do my hair and my nails sometimes to make me look cute for you, fine. I'm not gonna ask for that either. But like, Woosah.
I think it's our generation. Well, the generation now is kind of messed up, but also just what the mentality of women's messed up because it's like you want a man that can provide for you and be there for you emotionally, but definitely financially. But it's like you guys are not married. You're not sharing a space, like you said. We're not sharing our finances. But it's like, as a woman, what are you doing on your end? Are you upholding the same expectations?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
If something happens to him, are you gonna do that for him? You know?
Right.
No.
That's a valid question.
And see, my thing is okay, if you're dating somebody and you want to know if they can support you financially, then your job is to look at what they're doing and their day-to-day life and how they're taking care of themselves. Because how they take care of themselves will tell you how they'll take care of you when that time comes, when you guys are sharing a space or you are married or you are under the same roof or you are sharing bills and responsibilities. Has he been careless with his money? Does he just splurge and don't think? Like, that's the stuff you watch. Him paying my bills isn't going to tell me that because that might just be someone who's trying to just pay your bills one time, get some, and go.
I don't think, as far as that paying the bills thing goes, if you don't live together, then there's no reason why you should expect some man to want to pay your bills. You understand?
That's exactly.
So and you have to understand what his finances are. You got laid off, which is unfortunate, and he's saying to you, I can only give you $300, then you have to accept he can only give you $300. Her being upset is just ridiculous at this point.
Pretty much, because he don't have to give you none.
When you go into relationships, it's, for me, it's not about a man being able to take care of me, because I do pretty well myself, but I cannot date somebody who cannot do the same thing I can do for myself. Meaning, I like to travel a lot. You understand?
Right.
So if you can't afford to come on this trip with me, I'm not even asking you to pay for the whole trip. But if you can't afford to at least do that with me, then I'm probably not going to date you. And that's not me being whatever. That's my standard. You understand? If I like to do shit, so you got to have
right.
money.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just facts. It's not, she won't date no broke dude. I won't, because I like to do stuff and I eat a lot. I eat a lot. So that's just the basic level of understanding we're going to have.
I want to piggyback real quick about eating a lot, because I go out to dinner a lot. And people that follow me on social media, I'm always posting pictures about my food.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was dating this girl, and she was she was very high maintenance. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, if I got it, I got it. I'm not a cheap guy, but I do, and I don't mind coming. I love coming. I don't mind coming to the pockets. If, we having a good time, the moment is there, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But if we went out maybe every day this week, going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
And out of the 7 days, I probably paid for 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that at least you take care of one.
Absolutely.
I could go half on the next.
Absolutely.
Right.
Or surprise me on the next.
Right.
Now, this girl, I don't know. It's like I think when the bill comes, sometimes it's like I get trigger happy. I'm like my trigger finger, the pain was I was done for the day because I was like, think about it, like that's a lot of what I'm saying. You're averaging like 150, like 125, depends on the restaurant. Again, like I said, I love to eat. I'm bad and bougie with my shit too. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I just like it gets a turn off knowing that you're a person that you hanging so much time with, and you developing that bond and trying to get that connection going, showing those red flags kind of early. And go ahead, mate.
It might not be a red flag to her though, because there are some guys, and
she probably used to pay for that.
No, it's some guys who will not let you touch a bill.
That's
right. Exactly.
So it's like that. You can be like, yo, no, I got this one. They are insisting, no, you ain't paying for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on a few of those dates. So
I hear you.
Have a conversation with her.
That's the thing. The conversation has been discussed. And I said, look,
And she's still not paying?
No. Well, it have to be pulled teeth sometimes. Like I feel like I have to pull.
See, that's not like for me. I'll actually say I'll take you out to dinner tonight or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you've been doing. I'll say I'll take you out, or you'll come home to me cooking dinner or whatever. We don't have to go out, but if I know you've been doing, but if you gotta be having this conversation and it's still no change, then I think
the conversation to me, and like I said, like this is just me in my head sometimes. Like the conversation has been addressed. It's been an understanding, and you see a difference. Not say with like attitude or anything like that. She, then that person was, oh, my treat. But sometimes it don't be at the same like, venue stature. You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on.
I'm gonna take you to Red Lobster on my tab.
Yeah, and that's not to say she's a Red Lobster type of girl, but sometimes it's like, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
I want to know. What I want to know is how does she high maintenance, but she can't measure or meet up with?
I
don't know. I was gonna say, but like the thing is, yeah, but like I think. Like I said, I'm not throwing her under the bus. Like I said, she's dope.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
I just think at the beginning, like it would always be mind-boggling because it's like you do so much and you do so. I'm like if I wasn't here, but like she, she spends her bread. Like she got a nice job, and so I'm like, yo, it can't be an issue of you can't afford it, but it's like why you don't want to come out the pockets, or what I'm saying. Not saying I don't ask all the time. I'm just saying that if we rocking out for 5 days straight after dinner, and I took care of 3 out of the 5, and I even say let's go half on the 4th, yo, that 5th, I'm gonna need you to come out the pockets. There's no question to ask.
I think
that's just me.
My thing is
even if I had it like that or not, that's just me.
Yeah.
I feel like if she invited me, then you must be paying. Like if you invite me out, like yo, let's go out. I mean, I wasn't planning on going out this week.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like where we say, like, oh, if he asked me out on the date, I'm assuming he's paying, or she asked me out. But also, like, if you're seeing someone, you guys are going on these dates. I know for me on my end, it feels good to me to be able to know that I can afford to treat someone to something, whether it's, I'm going to treat you to a concert, I'm going to treat you to this dinner, and then we're going to go to the movies. It has to feel good for you. So if it's not feeling good for her to treat you and to, spend a little bit of her money on you, that means she's not really in it the way that, you're in it. I always feel like if someone's not able to do that extra mile and do something where they feel good doing it and they're expecting from one person, that's not it. It's not the person you need to be with.
Right. Everybody in these days and age, everybody just have their hands out. It's like they all want something, but they're not willing to give.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've been in a lot of those situations where I've been giving, and then not getting anything back. And it's like, what's the point? You know, at the end of the day, you know, eventually that gets tired and you just walk away from those kinds of situations.
Mhm. So let me ask you this. I mean, and I kind of did jump off top a little bit, and I apologize. But and I'll make it brief. And it's the question for everybody. What do you start? When do you realize, or what's the noticeable thing about a relationship or dating someone that you are putting way more emphasis on it than the other person? Even if it was like a long, even this answer could be like a long-term relationship if it was, because I know people have been in relationships and, you know, they do so much for that person because they love them, but they don't match the same type of love. It don't have to be material things, but also the little things that count. And I always say, you know, if you're in a relationship with someone, you're trying to grow together, everything's a teaching moment. You know what I'm saying? Long as if you're willing to embrace and gain value of what this person wants and what they like, so you can understand it better, and then it won't be an issue down the line. So my question is, I guess now more people, like, was it a problem in the beginning in past relationships to cut the cord or walk away than it is now? I think everybody more have a more pumped up, you know, independent attitude, like that this era is starting to be more in sync that way to a certain degree. But when was, like, any that you could think of, or something like that you was stuck on, but it was kind of hard for you to like walk away from?
Relationships.
A relationship with someone you was dating, but you just couldn't shake them off.
Yeah, I think it's always hard to walk away. I think I probably got issues. I don't know how to
I was
say.
about to say.
I don't ever have a problem walking away. I've never had that
Okay.
problem.
I
And I don't know if it's because they say, you know, Aries are kind of like what we are, but like I can just kind of, yeah, you could just be non-existent to me.
Gotcha.
It's not that I didn't love you, but I love myself more.
Gotcha.
And I
I
love
think
myself more to walk away from anything that's gonna take away from my happiness or devalue me as a person. I'm not gonna do that.
I think it takes me a minute to get there. Like
yeah.
once I'm like, I'll give it another month or two. Like, oh, let me try.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I'm doing everything I can do on this end. And if it doesn't
Right.
change, it's different. But once I'm gone, you are dead to me.
Right.
I think that's
Right.
Right.
Exactly. I'm the same
I
way.
think
I'm
the
the same
difference with
way.
me is
It took.
I think with me is I think it's probably because I was the one doing everything. So it's like it was easy to walk away because there's nothing for me to hold on to. Like you ain't doing nothing. What am I holding on to? Air, water. What am I doing?
I think for
I
me,
think
it's a
that's what it
buildup
is. So
too.
now I'm just cautious because I've
For me, it's a
yeah.
buildup as well because I think I have to exhaust all of my means and all of my resources. It takes me a while to make a decision, but once the decision is made, oh gosh, like it's done. And there's no recovery, there's no conversation, it's like it didn't exist, unfortunately. And I used to feel bad for disappearing people, but it's healthy to have to do that in certain situations because it's like, oh wow, and Shakita's right, like you gave everything you have and you're bare now. That's when you're like, okay, you know what, it's easier to walk away because there's nothing else to hold on to, even though it probably wasn't anything that you're holding on to in the first place because they're not even
doing
with you.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But
What
you know,
what I hold on to?
you still have that investment and you still have that tie and you still have that draw, whatever the case may be with that person. So some people, it takes a minute to break a connection, even if it's a toxic or a bad connection.
I have
Gotcha.
to speak to that because so I was in a 4-year relationship. We broke up this past October. I broke up with him, and it was kind of like a little bit of all of that. You know, I'm a very loving person and I like to date for the long haul, but also understand that people are human. So with thinking of that, I'm like, all right, here are your flaws. I know I have my flaws. We talk about it. But if I'm someone that's always pouring into you, if I had 2 glasses of water, if I'm pouring into you, you got to pour into me. But if I keep pouring into you, my cup is
And
empty.
I'm empty. I'm
And
empty.
right, there's nothing else I can give. And what then starts to happen is I start to deteriorate. So then I start losing the value of me, what I need to do for me.
Exactly.
And it took me a minute because I noticed that he became depressed a little bit, and I tried to help him through it. But then, like, you know, a year in, I started seeing things. 2 years in, and then 3 years, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is your rut, and you know, I'm here to help you through it. I don't know, but eventually I had to stop listening to God, because God was giving me all the signs.
Oh.
And I was, okay, all right, this is it, this is that moment. And then when he snapped and flipped, I was like, all right, I'm done. And when I was done, I was done. I never responded to text messages, calls. I think we've been broken up for like 7 months now, and we're just now having a conversation about it, where I'm like, you know, when you lack ambition, it pushes me further away. But it took me a long time, because again, people are human. You love people, you don't want to see them hurt. But now I'm in that place where I'm in that like independent phase. I'm like, oh, you did that? All right, deuces, we out. I'm done. You did that? Okay, I'm done. Now I don't have the time to wait. I can't wait anymore. It's gotta cut the cord.
And I think we're always trying to fix people too.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And it takes you a long time to realize that it's not your job to fix somebody.
Yes.
You can't fix anyone, because
we trying.
there's no such thing as fixing a person, because even if they're bruised or, you know, damaged in some kind of way, it's not anyone else's job but their job to work on that stuff. I always tell people therapy it helps, like pray, talk, write, chant, whatever you got to do, repair your stuff, repair it, because it's not for everybody else, it's for you.
But sometimes that breakup too, I will say, again, speaking on my experience, it not only helps me, but it helped him. It helps the other person, because it makes them wake up to understand, like, okay, what did I do wrong? But also, what do I need to work on myself so I can be a better person? I can be the better woman or the better man that, you know I can be and I want to be. So sometimes it's not even a negative thing.
Right.
I mean, as long as you learn from those experiences, that's the main thing. Because there's a lot of people that's just so quick to move on to the next one, they don't even think about what happened in the past, and now they're just carrying that baggage on to the next situation.
Love somebody else's life, child.
But see, it's like people like that is what I had to learn, from the past, where if they doing certain things to me, I had to learn that it's the baggage that they brought along. It's not me. Like, they might react a certain way to me, and I'm like, oh man, maybe I'm not the person I thought. I thought I was this cool dude. Then I start thinking back, like, oh wait, they had this going on, and they brought it to me, and they, you know what I'm saying? So like therapy is real. Like, if everybody was going to get therapy, we'd be all good. But yeah, so nah, I definitely respect that.
But I used to be a different place too, because therapy is real and it does help, because I totally understand when you gotta let go and cut them off. You gotta let go and cut them off, and it's just like, okay, bye. Yeah. Please don't call me. Please. I remember relationships or situations where I had to tell a person, okay, so if you see me in the street, cross the fucking street, okay? Because I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to know you exist. Leave me be and don't talk to me anymore. But I was notorious for doing ghosting before it was ghosted. I was just like, all right, whatever, bye. Yeah. But, now that I've matured a little and know myself more, I know what I can and cannot take. So I may not, cut you off and throw you to the wolves just as fast. I'm a little more patient, but I'm trying to learn in the process as well, because it's really not about the other person. It's always about yourself. Right. It's always what you're going to learn in the process anyway. It's a journey. So everything is a lesson, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I should hope so, though. I think all relationships, I mean, it depends how long the relationship is, and if it part ways, you got to take something from it. If it's even the good and the bad, it's just mandatory. I think, that's the best part about healing and understanding yourself, because, no one never want to, attract that same type of person, that same type of person, or also you want to be a little more responsible for yourself, moving forward for that person, that next person that you're going to deal with, because obviously, I always say, any person you deal with, I think in your presence and you're trying to do something, or at least even if it's something, you know, friendly or not, you still responsible for that person. And they're responsible for you because you guys are giving them a piece of yourself to them. So
Right.
speaking about piece of yourself, I have a question. And I know Devon and I was talking about this before. It was kind of funny. We had a little funny debate. It was actually we had some cool conversations with some folks, and you know, they was telling us a little backstory about, you know, like people with power per se. And when I say me about power, like more of like rich, or maybe that's someone that's got good money and they so spoil you of, they have high standards and they spoil you because they are, you know, treating or putting you in situations and they expect for you to obey and command and, you know, like, I already know Mika shaking her like, she's like, I wish a nigga would. You know what I mean? That I know her.
No,
So I know.
yeah,
Huh?
I've dealt with that.
All right, so we want to start with you then. So since you know what I'm getting, what I'm coming from, can
Yeah.
can you explain that?
Yeah. So when you date a person who has money and they've always had money and they grew up privileged and they never had to struggle, and your background isn't necessarily the same, you know what I'm saying? It could be a little intimidating to deal with, you know? I dated this guy for a while. We kind of still kick it from time to time, but it was like he would talk at me and not talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And then that would cause us to just like go at it, you know? But yet I stayed, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't a bad guy. I had to try to, as much as I had to help him to understand me and how I grew up in my life, I had to try to understand him. It was some things he just didn't know. You understand? Like I grew, like for me, I felt like because he grew up so privileged, he didn't have like an understanding of a struggle, you know? So I felt like his compassion, he lacked compassion for people, you know?
Got you.
And it's like, because he and everybody he dealt with around him would just like kind of like yes men bow out to him because we go out, he pays for everything. You know what I'm saying? If he needed somebody to drive a car from New York to Florida, he'll just make a call. You know what I'm saying? So it's always that type of thing. And I think that's why we're not together to this day. You know, it's just it's a hard situation to be in. A person with power and privilege, they have to also have some type of compassion with them. And it's kind of hard to find. It's different when they struggled and they became well off in life and they worked really hard. But if it was kind of handed to them, it's a lot different. And I realized that I can't deal with something like that. I could be your friend, but to date me, it takes a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Yeah. So, I mean, we cool, we kick it, you know, but I just, where he wants to go with it, I can't, because you're going to have to understand my family and the background, and everybody's not super polished. And as soon as you offend me or mine, it's a problem, you know?
Right.
That's why we're not there. Yeah. But we cool. I'll take a trip.
I was actually about to ask that because I know you was talking about how you like to do things and you need a guy that can keep up. So you willing to deal with that just for a guy to keep up with you?
I mean, when you mean deal with me, I'm not seriously dating him, but you know, if I'm bored and he wants to take me on a trip somewhere, I'll go.
Okay.
You know, why not?
Okay, now my next question, do you feel obligated to do anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. But I want to, so we do.
Okay.
Hey now.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not traveling with somebody that I don't, you know what I'm saying, that's not gonna, how you gonna go on vacation somewhere with somebody and not want to get it popping? Like, that ain't me.
You'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
I'm not doing that. That is you in some pretty beach romantic setting. You better go with somebody you want to do it. That's why I understand when you see these girls with these old wrinkly men.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No.
Like hope you don't have a heart attack on the trip or something.
Not me. They need that rent paid. They there. I can't do that. Now that I can't do. Yeah.
How many times y'all see that in the Bahamas?
Too much, or you just like, girl, you know he about to like, you can't, like you can't even, don't even give it to him tonight. He just ain't gonna make it. Like it's
He's gonna die on this beach. Yeah.
like Anna Nicole and whatever his name was. Like, don't do it. He ain't gonna leave. It's okay. No. And it's so sad. I'd be looking, he just lost. Like she just running about, and he just sitting there. You can't even run. Like you just can't even do nothing.
But
He's
see,
stuck in the lawn chair.
that's that's funny because some women feel like they're supposed to do, you know, have sex with men that's willing to do X, Y, Z, or whatever the case may
Why?
be. But then, like Mika was saying, why would you go on a trip if you feel like you're not gonna be able to have sex or whatever the case may be? And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, a lot of women also don't want to feel like they're obligated to do it. Like, let's say I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, hey, let's go on vacation, and we never had sex before, and they're like, yeah, let's go, da, da, da. But then they're like, well, we're not having sex.
I don't think they should go. I don't think you should go. Because if you
No, I mean, I personally wouldn't do that unless I know I'm going to get buns. But
it's like you're at a place where you're going to go out of the country with this person, but you're not at a place where you want to sleep with them yet, then you don't really want to sleep with them. Don't go.
I mean, if there's no real attraction, there's no real attraction. If someone say, look, I want, you know, I want to go away. I had you in mind. I'm like, you know, I'll be like, I don't know. Me personally, if I'm not attractive, if I don't see, you know, sexual thoughts.
Stay your ass home, like men and women. Like, what are you doing? Don't waste nobody's time. That's wasting people's time. Like, don't waste my time.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But then some might feel like, oh well, nobody else want to go with me, so I need to take advantage of this chance, this opportunity, or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not going with somebody that I know I'm not either A, gonna have a good time with, or B, we gonna have sexual fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be out here with dry dick. I'm cool. Or you gonna see me in a club buying another girl a drink, dancing all
Did
off.
he just say dry dick? I'm sorry. I just got stuff. Did he say dry dick?
He did.
Yes, I did. With the
Okay. I just was.
But guys can't use that either. Like, well, she not fucking me here, so let me see if I could take her away to, like, you shouldn't be.
Some guys do though. I've heard stories where guys feel like, well, I can't fuck you in New York. Let me see if I get on a vacation. I know she gonna fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I personally wouldn't go away with somebody I'm not sleeping with. That's just me.
Right.
So basically, test the waters before y'all go across the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
There you go.
And traveling with people, you gotta. For me, it's not. You can't meet a guy this week and go away with him next week. You gotta feel him out. You gotta know him a little bit.
No, I say at least 3 months. A good 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, at least 3 months.
3 months I think 3 months is good enough that you can determine you want to go travel with somebody. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it
Oh,
also.
what's up with that face?
But I also think it depends on where you're traveling to, because let's say you meet somebody and y'all hanging out or whatever, and you like, yo, let's take a random trip to Philly, because Philly's right there, and it's a 1-day trip, whatever the case may be. And
I don't count that though. That don't count. That don't count. I'm talking about.
We're talking about like
They're gonna passport, hop on a plane.
somewhere. Like,
that's not a
exotic
trip.
vacation. Like, you're going on the mountains or something. You're gonna do me on the mountains. I'm sorry. You know.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like, if you talk to somebody, y'all go on a first date, and you like, yo, next date, let's go to Boston, let's go to Philly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of girls still be like, I don't know.
They not open-minded. I'm not gonna rock. I mean, if you can't do a spontaneous day trip with me to DC or Philly, I want a Philly cheesesteak, then you ain't that life for me, because that's testing the waters. Because like, all right, she could just say, fuck it, let's go. You know, take a little quick bus trip or drive, whatever the case may be. You know, the next spontaneous might say, yo, I feel like going to Cabo. What you up to? You know what I'm saying? And then she's open-minded to that, then, you know, it's a done deal. But I always say, you know, anybody if you ever been on vacation, if you want to get to know someone, go on vacation with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though y'all shagged up, y'all fucked, y'all did everything and then some, still go on vacation, because that intimate silence, you know what I mean? It's weird. If you can't like get over that or break the ice, you know what I'm saying, then this you might as well just like call it a wrap after that.
It's even the airport experience. It's a
No,
lot.
that's real.
That's the airport experience. It will tell you a lot about a person.
All right, I fun that you said that. I never thought, I'm the word. I'm a drill sergeant.
Do not attempt to challenge my authority.
Because I'm all about time management. I need to get to my shit. If you can't keep up with me, I'm gonna catch an attitude, and I apologize ahead of time. I'm like, I'm like, look, we get this is like especially if we leaving together. Like, we leaving from my house or your house together. Look, your bags gotta be packed. I'm like, I usually pack like 2-3 days in advance, and then I probably should
that morning and meeting you at the airport.
Yeah, I'm packing
I don't
like
care.
3 o'clock in the morning.
You could do that, but you got to be at that
them.
airport at the time I say. Not to say not to say I'm trying to be like a bastard or an asshole.
Why the time that you say?
Because I just freak out knowing that I don't want to miss my flight. That's just me. I know you travel 100 times before me, but this is a operation.
I can't do the 3
I totally
hours
understand
ahead. I can't be. That's why I don't really travel with people. Like I meet people at the airport. I can't be there 3 hours before the flight leaves. I know everybody wants to do that.
It don't gotta be 3 hours at least, but I just want to make sure that I don't got. If I could go to the airport and have a meal, and then get on my flight, have a drink.
A quick drink, yeah.
All right. I want to be able to be in my comfort zone. I can get the nerves out. I went through TSA now, all that clear shit that we got going on now. And if I'm able to get me either as a morning flight, a nice motherfucking breakfast, or a nice lunch or dinner, however see fit, then I'm cool. But if I have to miss any other, I have to give me a bullshit ass snack, I'm gonna have an attitude because we should have been at the airport early enough for me to get what I need to get.
Yo, now I got a question. Now the question you said you have an attitude.
Yeah, I'll get over it. I'm gonna have an attitude.
Nobody wants to deal with that.
Would you allow that attitude to fuck up the trip that you know you're about to go on?
Say that again?
Would you allow that attitude to fuck up a trip that you know?
No. I said I'll get over it. I'm in my moment.
Okay, you don't get over it, but what if she don't?
Exactly. You over it. Now I'm mad.
Exactly.
Then I'll break the ice. But I'll break the ice to make sure you ain't gonna get mad. We get over.
I'm already annoyed that you're annoyed. We're here. We didn't miss the flight. Like, let's go. We're gonna.
All right. So then do what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a shot, have sex, and then start over.
But now y'all already on day 2. You gotta miss the whole day. Now I'm even more mad because I missed the day.
On to some shit. Like, I can't believe he was mad because
like I said, let's get a shot, let's have some sex, and then let's get dressed, go to the beach or to the pool. We starting over, start scratch.
Nah, fuck that.
Don't piss people off at the airport.
No, wait.
Don't piss me off at the airport. That's the
thing. You know that's control and anxiety. Cause I'm the same way. I mean, like, my friends call me the camp director. If it wasn't for me organizing Zoom meetings these last 2 weeks, nobody would talk to nobody else. Like, I got all 9, 10, 12, 15 people on the call. Like, we having a call at 9. Where you at? So I'm the camp director.
You got to respect your friends that are like that. See, for me, I got some friends that I travel with. They get this all travel anxiety and all that. I know to stay back. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them do their thing, but I'm meeting you at the airport because I'm not dealing with that.
And I'm going to be pissed off. Like, where is she? Where is she?
I'm there. Get there, have your drinks, have your meal. I'm going to get there to indulge in one drink, but I hate the airport with a passion. So I don't want to sit there for hours and got to charge your phone. And too much. The people breathing on you, I can't do it. But you respect your friends that are like that, and you show up before the flight.
And this is why you break the ice with that first vacation. So at least you understand where we stand when it comes to travel duties. Again, it's a trial and error situation. But at the end of the day, we're going to have a blast with a suntan, and then we're going to be like, when is the next trip?
Don't put nobody nerves at the airport.
Don't get on my nerves at the airport. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like I've never been on a trip with somebody that I knew I would have an underlying issue with as far as like travel. Like anytime I go away with somebody, I'm like, I know we're gonna have a blast. No matter what happens, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, that's how I am. If I travel, I'm traveling with someone who I know I'm gonna have fun with. Like my last trip, I went with my coworker and her family, and we wilded out the entire trip. Like, I mean, like, I don't care if I was staggering in the hallway. It's fine. It's okay. we have fun. So yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I'm not going with nobody who I'm gonna be bored with.
Yeah, no, 100%. And another thing with me, for me personally, I don't like trips that's fully like scheduled and planned out.
Yeah.
I want to be on vacation, not back at work. Oh, we got to be up at 9 o'clock tomorrow. We got
like we got a schedule itinerary. Like, oh hell no.
I hate that too. But I do like to do certain things once in a blue. Not saying it don't have to be forced upon.
Yeah.
I do shit by myself.
Excursion. I
We
love
can have an excursion here and there, but not
Yeah.
I mean, I like being I learned to be a beach bum. I mean, you know, it's the best stuff on earth. But I do want to at least get my money where say have an experience. You know what I'm saying? I can't do so many selfies at the damn, you know, with a drink in my hand.
Don't take me to. I want to see the locals. I want to eat the locals.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. I want to be that.
I don't like it. Can we go try something local? But you're gonna know that before I even go away with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, oh, where we going? How safe is this? Okay, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's my experience. If I'm able to get out and mingle with the people,
yes,
that's my experience. Absolutely. I don't want to just run into a bunch of Americans everywhere because we on a resort and I gotta
be home. Exactly.
Like the fuck. That's why for me personally, I personally don't like doing all inclusive because I feel like I have to be there because I'm getting my money's worth. I'll pay for this, so let me sit here and eat.
Well, I mean, shit. I'm always gonna love it because, like I said, I like to eat. But I mean, when you do so much, when you do it all the time, it really don't make a difference to me. I don't care. Like I could just play all inclusive, and then I won't be in my hotel or the resort because I know I want to be at that spot and actually get a great experience. Like, you know, it's just like going. It's like, all right, you come back, you can regroup. And, you know, you may take a day, you know, take like a little rest day there on a resort and have fun and mingle with your fellow Americans. And then I'm out, you know what I mean? But
I'm cool on a staycation away. That's what that is, a staycation away. That's cool. I mean,
this was definitely a very, very good conversation as always. You know, we've been on here for a minute. I don't want to take no one's quarantine time. Show you guys some shit to watch or some masturbation pans that you're about to do. You know, I know somebody's on schedule for a quick rub.
Can't.
Telling all the secrets.
Say again?
Stop telling all the secrets.
Hey, I mean, this is a safe place.
Right. Judgment-free zone.
You know. But now I appreciate you, everybody, you know, hanging out with us as usual.
Well, it was good meeting everybody.
Well, you gonna be? I mean, you know, you coming from the Bahamas? Are you gonna come visit us again?
I mean, as long as Rachel tells me when it is, and I'm free and not doing craziness somewhere.
Okay.
This is fun. I don't have a problem with it. I'll pop in.
I bet. Then
I'm trying to pop out in the Bahamas for real.
One of my favorite.
Hey, you guys can plan a trip out here. Trust me, I'll have you drunk before you leave the boat, plane, whatever.
Let's do it. Shit, I'm sure the price is like what, $75 or 50 cents these days.
We already on that. I'm already on that.
And then I do a lot of lives as well myself. Like I do live singing and stuff on Facebook and stuff like that too. Because I'm a musician and I'm a singer, so I go live a lot when I'm performing and stuff like that. So
can we all in the chat part like put each other's like Instagram and like info so we can all stay connected? I like to network, so like
I like
definitely.
That's a great idea.
Wherever the chat, wherever that part is.
Hold on,
tap your screen and it'll say participant.
Before we do that, let's wrap this up and then we can go do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know sharing is caring, but we got a lot of editing to do. God damn it, and this is too much. But all right,
take my blunt out, okay? Take my blunt out. I'm trying. God damn it, I'm trying.
All right, well, I'm gonna stop the recording, but I appreciate you guys. Y'all rock. You know, we do what we do. You know, it's just all about just.
It still says recording.
No, we still recording right now.
We still recording right
now.
You know what? Look, we've been doing this long enough. All right, I appreciate you guys. This is a wrap.
It's been another episode of Across the Board. Appreciate y'all.
Play by your rules, but what about mine? Doses up, see you next lifetime. I can't handle casual when you make me feel so special. I thought that maybe one day you would come around. Come around. I thought I messed up and that's all my fault. Nice guys lie.